Hi guys, my name is Annalie and welcome to my DIY channel. Let's go ahead and get right into it.
Okay, so for this project, I used this little home sign piece. I actually got this from Walmart, all ready to go, just looks just like this. I got it from Walmart. And then using these lath boards, these lath sticks that I got from the Home Depot, I ended up getting a huge bundle of them of like 50 for like $15 from Home Depot. So I will be using them forever because I have so many of them, which is awesome. But they're basically the little pieces of wood that are about the size of paint sticks. And so the first thing that I did was I needed 2 of them for my project. And the first thing I had to do was to get everything sanded and ready to go before I cut it, because it was just easier to sand it all in one long strip. Then I went ahead and I measured the lath boards into 10-inch sections. So I ended up cutting out about 5 of these sections. So it took just over a board, because one board, they're 4 feet long, and so it didn't quite give me 5 pieces at 10 inches. And so I was able to get 4 pieces, and then I cut another piece. So I used 5 pieces at 10 inches each, and I ended up just cutting them with my chop saw. Okay guys. Ooh. Had that on me because I was sanding. Okay guys, so I wanted to show you the coolest thing that I just got. I've never seen these before. If you guys have seen these, let me know, but I've never seen these before. So my husband surprised me with these little gadgets. Okay, so when he first showed me what they were, I was like, cool, what are they? So I'm gonna show you guys what these are, okay? So for my project, I'm building a frame. Oh wow. Okay, so I'm building a frame, and I want the frame to be square. So you take your pieces of wood that you're building your frame with, and these square your corners so that you can staple your wood together. Okay, so this is spring loaded, if you guys can see that. I've actually never used these before, so my husband told me how to use them. You guys are seeing me use them for the first time, so let's see how this turns out. Okay, so you put that piece of wood in like that, and then you put your next piece in. Okay, this little piece slides back and forth right here. I don't know if you guys can see that little piece. That piece slides back and forth, which is good. It's good. Tricky. Okay, so I want my one piece to be right there, I think. And then I want my next piece. We'll put this piece in first. Okay, it keeps moving. You guys, I promise this is gonna be great, okay? I'm really excited about these, I promise. We just have to get through the learning curve. Is this as painful for you guys as it is for me? Okay, I might just need to do, oh. Okay, I think I've got it. See? So this little guy gives you that perfect 90-degree angle, and then there's 4 of them so that you can put them on all 4 corners, and then it makes your corners square for assembly. So, you guys, my husband, like I said, actually surprised me with these. I was like, oh my gosh, these are so cool. Where did you get these? And he's like, on the internet. And I was like, where on the internet? And he was like, so completely worthless. So besides the fact that, I mean, yeah, it was really great of him to get them for me. I will see if I can find where he got these so that I can link these down below for you guys. And this is not sponsored by any means. This is just a really cool gadget that I tried, that he found, that I am super excited to try and use, you guys. I'm very, very, very excited about this. So if I can find these on the internet where he got them, I will link them down below so that you guys can check you can check them out if you're interested. For the 2 outer pieces, so for the bigger wood, the 2-inch by 1-inch furring wood, I cut those into 2 10.5-inch strips and the other and two 7-inch strips. So after just a little bit more of a ride on the struggle bus, I end up getting all 4 of these pieces into the corners. And you guys, they really do work so good. Like, I'm so excited about these devices. I just need to get a little bit better and a little more familiar, a little bit more practice with using them, but I love them. I get everything ready to go and it just looks so good. It's nice and square and just ready to be stapled. You guys don't necessarily have to staple. I just use staples because it's easy. I have an air compressor and a staple gun, and it's just a matter of pulling a trigger and it's all assembled. But if I didn't have the staple gun option, I would also use like my drill. And so I would just pre-drill a hole into both pieces of the wood, like in the corner, and then I would just sink a screw right into those 4 corners so that I could hold everything together. So just a couple options for you guys. I was able to do everything that I needed to and completely square up my corners, and it held it in place so easy for me. You guys, these are so awesome. So thank you so much, husband. Appreciate you. This is awesome. Okay, so then going back to those pieces that I told you that I cut 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I lied. I ended up using 6. So I cut 6 of the lath board pieces at 10 inches long a piece. And then I wanted these to be the backing of my shadow box. That's what I'm gonna make this with. This is kind of like a recessed shadow box. And I wanted the back to kind of look like a shiplap kind of feel. And so I went ahead and I set those on, and then I just got those stapled. That's why I did those 2 top and bottom outer pieces at 10.5 inches. And then the smaller pieces at 10 inches so that they didn't hang over the edges. They still filled the space of the shadow box nicely, of the frame. So right here, I accidentally shot one of the staples through and it was showing through. So if you guys do this and if you use staples, if you use some pliers and if you just go back and forth, it ends up breaking the metal, and then that way it still holds it in place because the other part of the staple is in the wood. So you can see that it just breaks right off after a little bit of effort. And here we go. So I end up making 2 of these boxes at different sizes. You guys can see the one little one over there. I wanted a smaller one to go with my bigger one. And then right here before the night was over, because I was losing all my light, I ended up using some stain just so that I could get it stained to let it dry and cure overnight. And I am using the color Espresso in the Minwax brand. And I got that from Home Depot. So I go ahead and I just get both of these stained and ready to go. And then I just wipe off the stain with a paper towel, all the excess. And then it's ready for the next step. Okay, so with my little home sign, I wanted to give it just a little bit more dimension. So it comes like this, white and ready to go. I love it, but I wanted to distress it just a little bit. So using some Waverly chalk paint in the color ink, I just dry brushed all around the edges and just a little bit on top, just to kind of give it a little bit more dimension. Distressed, it just goes so much better with the whole farmhouse look. then I wanted to tie in the white on my frame with the white of the home. And so I decided to leave the inside stained and plain just as it is, but using this folk art chalk paint, I ended up just dry brushing right on the outside of the frame on the front with some white, just to bring in a little bit of white with the stained farmhouse look, and it ties into the home. I really like how this turned out. Once everything was distressed and ready to go, I used some of this lamb's ear that I was able to pick up from Walmart, and then I just used some jute twine, also from Walmart, and I just kind of pulled them apart to the size that I wanted them and used the jute twine, to tie the two pieces together. So I have some E6000 and I really do love it. I love the permanent hold. However, I don't know if anybody else has this problem, but for some reason my E6000 tube seems kind of pressurized, and every time I use it, it just continues to ooze when I set it down in between uses, and I just feel like it gets glue everywhere. And then I feel like it fills the cap up, and then it glues the cap on, and then I just struggle. So I ended up finding this all-purpose Gorilla Glue at the Home Depot, and I'm gonna give that a try instead because I like the way that it's in a bottle with like a tip applicator, and so it's supposed to be the same. It's like the equivalent to E6000, but I really like how it's in there better. It didn't ooze all over. It was awesome. So far, this is a very good find. I will let you guys know how I like it. At first I was going to use some burlap ribbon from the Dollar Tree to make a bow, and then I decided I didn't like it. I felt like it was just a little too big for that area. So I just went ahead and went back to the jute twine, and I just did a double bow, tied it, and put it right in the middle. And glued the home down there in the bottom, and here it is, just a little shadow box sign. And then for the smaller one, I wanted to just add some floral. I had some more floral left over from Walmart, and so I thought that it would be a good idea to just drill a hole. So I just grabbed my drill, drilled it right in the bottom, pulled the floral apart to where it would fit in there really good and look really good. I actually ended up just using the yellow part of this floral, and then I just stuck it down in the hole, tied some jute twine around it to make sure that it stayed in place. And I ended up, you guys don't see me do it, but just because I didn't want it to move around, I do end up putting just a little bit of hot glue down in that hole so that the floral actually stays in place. Then once I had the floral in, I wanted to embellish it just a little bit more, so I wrapped it around with some jute twine around the edges, and then I just tied a bow on the top, and that was it for these projects.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys would like to, please give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment down below, and if you're new here, consider subscribing. Let me know which craft was your guys' favorite, and thank you so much for watching. Also, if you get a chance, come over and check me out on Instagram. I will have that link down below for you guys. Come over, say hi. It's a great way to connect and to interact with you guys just a little bit more, so go ahead and check that out. And if you're interested, I have a vlog channel as well. If you guys would like to, I will leave that link down below as well. It's where it's just my family, lifestyle, bunch of fun stuff. So if you're interested, come over and check that out. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.
Sorry. I got a little bit of dust from sanding.